Hello, Zach Yelton here, Director of Premium Services at Coastal Shores Landscape. It's November, and we have certainly enjoyed a great month of October and some cooler weather, cooler evenings, and late in the month here, some really nice weather to go with it. So hoping for more of that here in November. I imagine by now you've already seen the effects of fall and a little bit of cooler weather here on your properties. We are noticing a lot of leaves starting to drop. And we're working on cleanliness in our properties right now. Grass is starting to slow down. You may not see us mowing that every week. For those of you who are maintenance customers, we may not be mowing every week as that grass is slowing down. Also during wet weather, we look to reduce the footprint of our mowers on your lawns. In months like this where the grass is slowing down, you may not see us mow every week. However, we are stressing cleanliness on the properties, getting in and behind shrubs and areas where maybe leaves are blowing up against your house. We're looking to clean all that out. That's good practice, not only for the cleanliness of your property, but for the health of your plants. We don't want to see a bunch of leaves accumulating around the root balls of those plants. So those are things our guys are going to be working on. We're getting a lot of questions this time of year about certain plants and how they are looking as we come into the fall season. Cooler weather, particularly cooler nighttime temperatures, creates a physiological change in the plant, and the plant stops, many of the plants, if it's not an evergreen, if it's a deciduous plant, if it's a plant that drops its leaves in the winter or may go dormant for the season, the plant stops growing and the leaves turn from a green color to a yellow or orange or red. Particularly things like crepe myrtles, you'll see those starting to turn colors this time of year. You can enjoy their fall foliage, but then it's going to mean their leaves are going to drop. Another plant we get a lot of questions about is the sunshine ligustrum. It's a real bright chartreuse yellow foliaged plant. It's used for contrast here in the landscape, and it's gained a lot of popularity. A lot of people ask for it, a lot of people request it, and people enjoy using it because it's got a nice rich color throughout the summer. As we go into cooler months though, you can expect to see that plant start to drop the top portion of its leaves and even turn a little bit more of a pale color. This is normal for this time of year. One thing that we scout for though on this is insect damage. So they get spider mite damage, and that is something that you'll notice little black spots on those leaves. If you've got that plant, go out there and check for it. You may have spider mite damage, and that might be what's causing some of the leaves to drop right off the top crown of the plant. Typically we see this be turned around with an application of horticultural oil, and then in the spring it'll flush out with new growth. Okay, so the sunshine ligustrum is just one of those plants. There are several others. If you have questions about them, please feel free to contact us and we can help walk you through that and help you understand a little bit better about that. I just mentioned horticultural oil, and if you look down below, there'll be a link to a separate video that explains a little bit more about what horticultural oil is and what it does for your landscape. Our maintenance teams have horticultural oil on their trailers. This is something, as the season gets cooler, we can start to apply to our plants, and it'll help by suffocating any insects that might be on the plant. It'll also help break up and dry up any of the black sooty mold that you might be seeing. Sooty mold is a very common fungus that we see here in the low country of South Carolina. We see that develop on plants like viburnums, gardenias, camellias, and sasanquas, and even the crepe myrtle every now and again, and it's that black powdery substance. So the horticultural oil will help break that up. If we see that on your plant, our maintenance teams will be working to spray that. And in the video that you can see below, there'll be a little bit more about the technique that we can use to apply that and how that can be effective. Last thing I want to mention again is just irrigation as we come into cooler weather. If you watched our video last month, you saw some information about that. And we urge you again to check your irrigation systems. If you're not available to do that, let us know. We're happy to help you do that. We're looking to reduce our run times this time of year as we go into fall. And if you have a new landscape, you'll want to continue watering even daily in some cases to water new sod and new plants only for the first couple of weeks. But as those things establish, and in well-established landscapes, you'll want to look to back off your irrigation to just 1 or 2 days a week, depending on your soil type. And if we get any amount of rain, about a ½ inch or more of rain in a week, you can shut it down altogether for that week and save a little on your water bill. So again, if you have any more questions about that, please let us know. Other than that, we just thank you so much for allowing us to serve you. Thanks for tuning in and watching, for your time today.